All right, just about 6 p.m. on this beautiful Tuesday, August 26th, 2025. Billy Crone going into the Merriam Parks and Rec meeting. Is there a mouse loose down there?
It looks like it's plugged in.
Hopefully it'll come back pretty hard. You remember the game Slug? I played that when you were a kid. You see Volkswagen, and you punch the other person in the shoulder. For no good reason. Somewhere along the line, when my kids were very small, that came up as a point of conversation. And they're like, well, you could never play that now, because they were Volkswagen bugs to be seen at the time. I said, yeah, but you could do it with something like, well, those Forsythia over there. And that became a game. Although they didn't hit anybody, we just kept track of points. So anytime we were driving during Forsythia blooming season, that was the game.
Any
And
luck?
Howdy.
hanging out the windows trying to get an advantage on the next Forsythia bush.
Well, you go get the TV.
Nothing. It was just the joy of crushing the opponent.
You're decorative today.
The joys.
Oh, thank you. They,
Was that
to
week?
this day, when we drive on the, oh, Forsythia.
Hello. Yeah, we'll have to, I'm gonna send her, she went to go get the TV, we'll just have to.
Technology fail.
It's cold in here?
You know how it is. In the office all day and then I want to get home, I'm like, it's lovely.
Come on. Okay, we're gonna go to Plan C. Hopefully. I'm gonna do it one more time. You want to grab, did you grab your game? Oh, I can't do that. Hold on. I will grab a mouse.
Let's read the agenda.
I'll have to figure something out.
You can read it, I mean, read it out.
Got it?
Look at it on the old devices.
We'll pull it over here in the corner.
Corner.
Watch.
Get that.
Mine's moving now.
Move that away.
Nope, we got it. There we go. When all else fails, plan double.
Plan B.
I'm in the corner.
Maybe I should move.
I'm going to put the thing in the corner.
You need to plug anything in here.
I gotta plug this in.
You want to sit right here?
Yep. Please.
$1800 Central, August 26, 2025. Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting.
There you go. Oh,
Whoops,
you're
sorry.
behind me.
Sorry.
What, a dance? Are we on?
No.
I know, I meant. Makes sense. Kathy. She didn't tell me she wasn't gonna be here, but I haven't seen her either. No luck?
Joe,
You want me
I
to-
think that was just laying up.
I know it was. There's no way I pulled that out. It takes a little bit more than that.
HDMI one, there we go.
Got it?
Yep.
Nobody come this way. This is a safety issue.
Yeah, this is a seat.
You know what's right, so.
At the moment, we are.
There
There you go. HDMI
One.
one.
I thought I plugged it in one.
Okay. Do I try two?
Yep, or three.
There we go. Success. Thank you, Dave. Abby, appreciate your help. Sorry about that. Everybody see that okay?
Yep. It's like a movie, like a movie. Yes, we need popcorn.
Popcorn here.
We do need popcorn.
A little bit in here too.
Is that, we can,
Yeah.
we do have popcorn capabilities.
You want me to? Okay, I'm gonna do that differently because I think I just.
This is
Oh,
our,
sorry, they're not that little anymore.
This is-
That's to remind me that one time they were cute.
this is our backup TV for our senior movies when we don't have it in Campbell, Kessler, Loomis with the screen. Like if we move it to yoga, this is the setup that we use for our senior movies.
Nice.
Okay, there you
Excellent demonstration.
go. Yeah. Okay, sorry for the delay.
That's okay.
Okay, we'll call to order then. August 26, 2025, Merriam Parks and Rec Advisory Board. Mr. Public?
Oh, yes. You just want to do roll call first?
Do I need-
Roll call.
we need
So
one?
Kathy's missing.
Oh, okay. Kathy's missing.
All right, well, I am hoping to do a creek cleanup soon, and I wanted to ask which dumpsters are available for stuff that comes out of the creek.
So, Chat Lane,
Chat
there's a dumpster there.
Okay,
There's a dumpster in Brown,
Brown.
and there's a dumpster at the marketplace. So those would be the three dumpsters along the trail.
okay, and none at Waterfall, correct?
That's
Correct.
correct.
Okay, I was trying to
You have to go to
remember.
Brown, which
Yeah.
is just a.
We have the enclosure for the porta potty, but not one for a dumpster up there.
That is
believe.
correct.
Okay,
If you, depending upon how much stuff you get, when we have trail cleanups, sometimes, and we know about it in advance, like they let me know,
yeah,
you can set it by any park receptacle, and then our public works department will pick it up.
okay, that's cool. I'm planning for September 20th, 9 to 12.
Do they pick it up daily, Dave, or?
Well, once, if I know of
Okay.
they do it weekly, they do it
Okay.
specifically, like I think it's Monday after the weekend and
Okay.
probably before the weekend.
But you know the date, so.
But if I know the date, you said 21st?
The 20th, so during the farmer's market, 9 to 12 is the expected hours on the 20th of September. And you're all welcome to come and help clean up our city.
Cool, I can let Public Works know, so basically if you can, depending upon it, if I have something heavy or whatever, you can
Yeah.
just leave it by any of the Brown
Yeah.
Park trash receptacles and we'll pick
And
it up.
let you know where it is,
Yep.
and I'll take a photo of it.
Yep,
Cool.
pick it up with the gator.
Easy peasy. I also wanted to ask about 6850 Antioch Road. It's where that 7-Eleven used to be, and the building burned down, the pumps are still there. Do any of you live in that neighborhood, Milburn West?
I live right by it.
Okay. What would you like to see in that area? Because I was,
I don't think that's related to parks, is it?
well, because some neighbors that I talked to kind of wanted to have like a passive park there. Nothing really big that would attract a lot of traffic, but like just something decorative. And I thought I'd mention that to the board. So,
Yeah, if it's city property, I mean, I think that'd be a pretty use of it, but I don't
yeah,
know.
it's not currently city property, but the current owner did not seem very motivated in rebuilding anytime soon, probably financially. And a nice monumental, ornamental sort of park might be pretty for those neighbors. So, and then I was also gonna ask, how often roughly the backhoe comes to lift the barrier on the upper deck of the parking lot?
It doesn't,
Doesn't.
unless something gets damaged.
Okay, I thought when people got stuck under it, they came.
Yeah, if somebody gets stuck under it, but that's happened twice.
Okay, that's a good answer to know, just twice. And then lastly, Chatland Park had really tall weeds. This is actually from there yesterday. And I was curious, how often is that
I'm
normally
going to
mowed?
address that.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I will wait for that part of the agenda. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Bill. Okay. Approval of the minutes, has everybody had a chance to peruse the minutes from last month?
Make a motion to approve.
All in favor? Motion is approved. Okay, director's report.
Recognize the voice for a second. Sorry.
I sound horrible, so.
No, you're fine. No, I recognize that. The male voice came from this direction and I couldn't make out who it was. Sorry, I wasn't looking,
I'm also in a deep timber right now, so.
you know, I can relate. All right, so, included in your packet as always was a, director's report. There is something really funky going on here. I don't know what this is. Oh, there we go. Figured it out. So as always, I do have a few updates to this information. First, under the community center, the vendor that's responsible for the alarm panel that's connected to the parking structure was here all day today. It took a while for them to determine where it was coming into the building at. We finally figured that out, but we're still in alarm mode with that. We're hoping to have that fixed today, but we didn't get an update before he left, so we'll see if he comes back out tomorrow, but we are actively working to fix that.
Just still a lightning issue?
Yeah, this is all lightning related. The camera and the door controller switch parts are still on order. We haven't gotten any updates on that. Tariffs, who knows what's happening with that, but they can't really give us an update on those parts at this time, but staff is monitoring that and trying to keep that moving as fast as we can. We did recently, we're told that Basque is not lighting. Facility maintenance has been notified to determine the cause. We went back to try to figure out when was the last time it lit, and we think that's also related to lightning. So facility maintenance needs to get working on that. As was mentioned earlier in public comments, we had received a complaint about the height of grass at Chatelaine Park. And I have talked to Public Works Director about that today, and we are in a weird transition. And what happened is we're transitioning from seasonal help that run our mowers to not having that seasonal help. And so staff was looking at a different mow pattern with that, because Chatelaine Park has large swaths of open spaces. They were hoping to use a tractor in that area and mow it with the tractor instead of 4 guys on mowers. Unfortunately, the transition to use the tractor, coupled with rain and cooler weather, they just haven't gotten that cycle, because the mow cycle when the tractor goes out versus when Chatelaine went out. So they're supposed to be addressing that immediately. I was in a meeting with her today. I've been in meetings all day, so I haven't been out to get back to Chatelaine Park, but I was told it will be addressed, if not today, tomorrow, so.
Something for them to keep it running next year.
Yes, and that is, unfortunately, they were hoping that this would be an easier way to address it, and it just didn't work.
I did see that it was mowed when I came here this afternoon. I just was curious how many weeks it had gone without mowing, because it was kind of tall.
Well, that's a unique weed, or a unique grass.
Where did you find that?
In the middle of the field, in the middle of Chatelaine Park.
So Chatelaine Park, it wasn't in any of the use spaces.
High use area.
It wasn't in, it was in the open space, west of the playground, south by that fence. So it was back in those trees, and they did everything close to the trail with mowers, and then they were gonna come back with the tractor, and not sure they were gonna use the tractor on the KDOT right-of-ways. I don't control the mowing of it,
Right.
so I'm only reporting that they were trying something different, it didn't work. They thought maybe it could be part of a natural grass thing, then they found out it can't be natural grasses because they didn't follow the natural grass.
Oh,
I mean, it's all,
Yeah.
we're investigating options.
Okay.
And when you throw in the inclement weather, like it would look terrible if they drove a tractor through while
Right.
it was soaked.
Right. So, it has been addressed, so. And then, just a heads up to you all, so that you're thinking about this as we prepare for the September meeting. September meeting is when we will review our fee schedule for 2026. So we will be bringing forward, some recommendations. It is the responsibility of this party and this board to review those fees and make a recommendation to city council based on staff's recommendation. So that will be a topic of conversation for September, so you can kind of think about, be prepared for that conversation moving forward. Any questions about those additional updates? All right, then we'll move into the community center membership report and visitation reports. As was included in your packet, there was a detailed evaluation of, where did my mouse go? There it is. A detailed evaluation of what these numbers mean and where it looks like. As you can see, membership sales, we've already exceeded last year, and you can see a good portion of that is because of how the insurance memberships have had to be managed this year, and we are seeing a lot more insurance memberships, so that's a good thing. That's also showing in revenues as well, but then we're also seeing it in other memberships as well, so which is interesting, because when we talk about what visitation for August looks like, we're not trending in 2024. And so, as you can see in July, again, we set another record for July visitation in member visits with 18,000, excuse me. But just looking and projecting into August, we're only averaging 433 member visits per day, which is 10 less per day than 2024. Over the course of the month, that's about 340 visits for the month. But yet, membership sales are that's not correlating, which means people are having memberships, but they're not necessarily using them, which I guess isn't a horrible thing from a financial standpoint, but it is a horrible thing from a health standpoint.
Probably a membership that tends not to be renewed.
Well, they're monthly, usually, I would say probably 96% of our memberships are monthly.
Oh, they are.
Most of our people pay every month, so.
Are those guest pass numbers correct?
Yes. For July?
Yeah, or just in general?
Yeah, those daily visits are guest passes as being none. Guest passes is if you as a member come in with your member guest pass, we use that as a promotion and they're not getting turned in. So
Okay.
we're gonna be evaluating that for, next year, if we're even gonna consider that.
Yeah, it just looks weird, yeah. Interesting that there was a big spike in January with like 81 and then like
Yeah.
nothing.
Well, cause that's when people get,
Yeah.
Post-credit.
that's where people
Yeah,
got
yeah,
them
yeah.
typically, is when, so people that bought a membership in full, they were given guest passes, so they probably used them
Yeah.
right away. But yeah, then nothing, so it's kind of one of those things we need to evaluate if it's really worth what the effort that staff puts forth in getting them ready.
At least in January it might be, but.
Yeah.
Could a reminder be sent out in the Thursday email from the city, just reminding people that that's available to them if they haven't used it?
Well, they have to have the coupon, so if they can't find that, then we'll get people coming in and say, I mean, it could be that way, but then on the reverse side of that, you could have people that were like, well, I have guest passes, I can't find them. I mean, we tell you we're not responsible for
Yeah.
it, so it is kind of one of those things that's a double-edged sword, I think.
Maybe that
And
could
just
just
say-
be like a promotional pass category in the future, that
Yeah.
way if you ever did it again in a different
That's a
time of
good
year.
idea.
Yeah.
Account for it.
Thank you for those suggestions. We'll think about it some more and see how we can work through that. We just have to think about if we put it out there, on the reverse side of that, what's it, because we had somebody today call and we're like, hey, my company is a corporate member. Can I get a refund for? And it's like, well, you didn't tell us you were an employee. Like, we'll honor it, but I can't go backwards. Like, you have to tell us that up front. So kind of that same theory is people will push us to, and then it could be problematic for, part-time staff. Daily visitation for August, we're averaging 65 per day, and that's 3 less per day than 2024, so potentially could finish about 100 visits below 2024. But on the flip side, we should exceed revenue probably by Thursday. So like some things just aren't, they don't necessarily correlate right now. So those are some updates looking into August. So happy to answer any questions about any of those things.
Is there any correlation with tours versus any sort of memberships or anything, or?
At the beginning of the year, you see that, yeah, when people are looking, but sometimes it's just curiosity.
Yeah.
So.
I was gonna say, it's part of it, just like the novelty of the building is wearing off.
Yeah, I mean, people are now aware of it, it's 5 years old, but we get new people that move in all the time and they get a welcome packet, so I'll get emails from welcome packet people that are like, hey, we got this welcome packet. Prime example, we got a welcome packet, am I in Merriam? Hello, welcome, Jeff. And I'm like, yeah, and here's how you can find out, you can go to the website, put your address in, you can look on your property tax bill, like we try and educate them then so they realize, because it is hard. You're landlocked and it's hard to know. We have 4 different zip codes. It's challenging to know if you're in Merriam. But we do get a lot of people that move in that are, and I think some of that might have been some of those early tours in the beginning of the year because the apartments were opening.
We have a community monthly newsletter, and I try to get something, I don't create it, but it gets sent out to the board, and I try to insert something about Merriam for the following month. So anybody has something like that that you can contribute to or suggest. I don't do the whole program, obviously, but some highlights.
Just a
Yeah.
highlight, yeah, that's great.
Well, anytime you can promote one of our wonderful special events, that's always greatly appreciated.
Sometimes the homeowners would have a newsletter, and if for instance, if we had a Family Fun Friday and it was, we would try to target that, hey, can you put it in your newsletter?
Well, and everybody gets your mailing anyway, so.
Yes, yeah.
They just something on the door and to look at it.
I'm kind of a believer in the rule of 3 though. If they see it in the highlights, well, that's once.
Yeah.
They may see it on Facebook, that might be 2, but if you get 3 times, you're like, oh yeah, that's a memory, oh yeah, I remember.
Really? Sorry.
How do we know when somebody moves into the city?
That would be a question for administration. I do not know.
Huh, okay.
I know like our homeowners group, they must get like a property tax notice, because then he'll email like an updated directory and usually reaches out to that family. So maybe it could be like a homeowners group sending them a packet or.
Well, we put the packets together from a city perspective.
And then mail
Yeah,
them out.
so, but I have no idea if
You don't
maybe
get that.
once you,
I bet it's a property tax.
I bet you
Oh,
somehow the city gets notified. I've never asked that question, I just know that we do welcome packets.
Yeah.
So somebody communicates with you about it.
Yeah, and when I moved into my city, I got a welcome packet, so it had to be, but we do utilities, so I had to go in and turn on utilities
Sure.
with the city, so.
Anybody new that got one?
Yeah, right.
Ever? It's been like 15 years, I don't know.
Love that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 years, I guess, yeah.
Okay, that's all I had.
Mr. Assistant Director.
Good. All right, so program evaluations in your packet. First one was the 2025 All City Dive Evaluation. Anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. We were very excited. This is kind of the first time we've hosted an All City Dive in our new pool. I know that Cole was very excited to showcase our pool. Anytime that we can bring, like it says, 150 divers from all over the metro to our facility, showcase our facility that we're very proud of. It's a great chance to do that. Weather, of course, didn't cooperate. The first night was some stormy weather, so we had to kind of, I only think we got one or two age groups in the first night. So the second made for a little bit longer second day, but it was just a great event. I had a lot of positive comments, how the meet was run. As Cole kind of highlighted in there, they used a new software, which was exciting. Once again, we're always trying to, what's the latest technology out there? And he said a little bit of a learning curve because it was the first time we used it, but overall it went really, really well. Does anybody have any questions about swim and dive? Okay. Second one is Flags for Freedom. That evaluation is also in your packet. Did anybody attend the concert or anything? The only noteworthy thing about this, and I think it's listed in there, is just when they went to take the flags down, we had a little bit of weather, and if we could have got the volunteers there earlier, we probably could have missed the weather. And so.
I have a question. In fact, it's in last month's minutes, but I want to bring it up here. I saw that there's 125 flags that were distressed. How do you retire those? Do you go to a Boy Scout troop or American Legion or VFW or something? Because there's a process.
Yes, that is
We
correct.
do.
Okay.
We bag them, and Renee has a contact
Okay.
that we were able to, we connected with last year for the first time because we had so many last year as well. We had,
Yeah, that's a lot.
we had
Hundreds.
Really?
last year, because it was the first year the city took it over.
Oh.
And a majority of the flags hadn't really been inventoried and replaced over the years. And so we did a really good job of making sure that the standard of the flag was up to what we would want as part of our events. And so we had, we worked with Rose Garinger, who had a contact with Boy Scouts, and now we have that contact.
Okay, good.
And they will get these 125 flags also.
I was gonna say in Kearney, we had, somebody's Eagle Scout was to design a metal bin, that they could be put into and then be disposed of.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
In
take the Kearney.
Shawnee, I participated in one time in the Scout. It was an Eagle project who coordinated it. He gave all of the scouters who participated one of the grommets from the flag with a tag on it, with a date and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Just an FYI.
Any more question about Flags for Freedom? And then next one's the July Diamond Movie Evaluation. This was where we trying to limit the number. 200 is our maximum, and so we're kind of playing with the numbers of how many we should accept. And then we're also thinking about the possibility of charging to possibly, it's free for members, but charging just a nominal fee just so that if they have some skin in the game and they might show up if they've bought a ticket. Those are just some ideas that were thrown around, but
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
yeah, we did. But it was better, it was much better, but we still had room that we could have, taken a few more.
A lot of no-shows.
Yes, yeah. I don't know, not a ton of low shows,
50.
but some, yeah, 50.
Maybe you can make like.
33%,
Huh?
33%.
That's typical. If you do something free, you should.
Free, yeah.
They usually overbook it by 25%.
$2.
You have to pay to book it, and then you got like a $5 credit to get like your,
Yeah.
a snack or something.
Yeah.
Well, we were thinking not necessarily a credit, but maybe we would provide something.
Yeah.
So that, because to kind of work with that credit, and that would be a
Bag of
little bit of
chips
a
or something.
nightmare, but we could provide some type of refreshment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fun.
And then the next event was the MCC birthday party evaluation. Once again, weather kind of hindered us a little bit. We had to move it inside. But that's the beauty of our facility, that if we would have been any other city, we would have been canceling it. So it was nice that we could just move it indoors and still have a fun event.
$19 a head.
Fun.
Next one is cruise night. We had our second cruise night, and of course it's leading up to the car show. Once again, really good numbers of not only cars or people. Suggestion was to maybe alter the time a little bit because some people left early, and so we may look at going to 6 to 8 versus 6:30 to 8:30. And then the last evaluation I have would be concert in the courtyard. That was surface of the sun hot that day, very oppressive with the heat index. So we only had about 50. Last year we had 100, so that was quite a bit less. But I think it's just the heat that kept people away. Heard the band was really good, but they just had a lot of people. So Renee's looking at maybe moving to a spring event, where it's in the springtime, so we'll kind of get off that really hot day. We still want to have a concert in the courtyard, just maybe move it to a different month.
Yeah, it's always risk with an outdoor event. no matter
Yeah,
what.
exactly, yeah. So that's all as far as my evaluation, so it's fairly quick, but obviously those are in your packet to review.
I wanted to ask, do we solicit food trucks for all of our events? Because I feel
No.
like missing food was not great for that event.
Part of the this decision of having or not having food trucks stems with the attendance of the event. And food trucks will not come if they're not guaranteed people. So whether or not, we had food trucks the first year, but the first year we didn't have the library. Once the construction of the library came, that changed the parameters of that we could have the event, and food trucks were like, no, we're not coming. So, and their base minimum is significantly more than what we have budgeted for this event. So it's not that we charge them, has nothing to do with that, it's they have to make a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 50 people is not gonna be a draw for them.
And if they don't, they would charge us? Is that
Yes.
okay.
So one food truck I remember said that 125 was their cutoff, whether they come back.
Okay.
So that's 125 times your average is, I'm gonna say $10. So they have to make that to make it worth their while
Okay.
with their vehicle and the product and staffing.
So not necessarily 125 attendance, but it's 125
Orders is
buys.
what she
Buys.
said. Yes. So if you take that, not everybody buys,
Yeah.
you'd have to have quite a few people.
That's why we've given it 5 years, actually that's 4, because 20 we didn't have it. And that's a good opportunity to take a window of the event, and now we're like, okay, this isn't working during this time frame. Let's try a different time frame. Let's try figuring something else out.
When I was in charge of the marketplace and food trucks were kind of the rave, I'm gonna say maybe 10 years ago, I wanted to have a food truck at the farmer's market. I thought it'd be a great ad. And so I scheduled food trucks. So I was tasked with 22 weeks of providing a food truck at the market. And so I would be like, okay, can you do 2 Saturdays? So sure enough, yeah, you're doing this Saturday, you're doing this Saturday. Well, they would come the first Saturday, have horrible sales, and then they would either flat out tell me I'm not coming back, or they had a mechanical failure why they didn't come back. So realistically, what I was doing was seeking out food trucks, and it was a one and done. Like maybe I would get them to come, and they would come, and they just didn't sell stuff. And then, so you feel bad because they're not making any money. So it just got to where we then just didn't offer food trucks. We do kind of have a luxury here in Merriam that we have Eat Schmidt, that is a local food truck that's from Merriam, that their kids participate in our programs. And he does come to our events. I know he probably doesn't make a ton of money, but he does it because he lives in Merriam and his kids participate in our programs. So you really have to have, like the Merriam Turkey Creek Festival, when you have thousands of people to support that many food trucks.
Is it possible to, if you know that he's attending at least, to promote that so that people know he's from Merriam?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if we promote that he's from Merriam, but I'm
Well,
sure they find that.
And one of the reasons we didn't ask him to do this is because he had just made a donation. They did the city dive,
Oh,
and then turned around and made a donation to the foundation for scholarships.
cash is good.
So it was one of those things that they had just
Yeah.
contributed greatly to our department, and it's kind of hard to lean on them all the time. On an event that we knew, we weren't 100% sure how many people were gonna show
Do
up.
we, do you give them some publicity for the donation, or do they ask for an anonymous donation? Some people
It's a good
will give
question.
money, but they don't
Yes,
want
correct.
everybody to know about it.
Correct.
Yeah,
I've done that.
I don't think they necessarily, they really they didn't want, it was one of those things that they did it out of the kindness of their
Yeah,
heart.
sure.
They weren't looking for a pat on the back.
Most people aren't, but it
Yeah.
doesn't hurt to give it to them unless they're opposed to it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think because they wanna kinda lay low on the swim team, they don't wanna
Okay.
stand out.
For upcoming events, I just want to draw your attention, in September, we're having the Hispanic Americans and Arts opening reception. We're going to be doing something a little special at 6:30, 30 minutes before the reception. We're having the artists that are doing the mural project. They're going to come, and it's going to be kind of a meet and greet with the artists. So that'll be at 6:30. So it should be pretty fun. We're looking forward to that. But it's like always, it's the first Thursday of the month. Second thing was free day at MCC. We have something kind of unique. This normally doesn't happen. We had a free day August 15th,
Oh,
and then we're having another
we
free
put the
day
wrong,
September 12th.
the wrong flyer.
Yeah, so September 12th will be our free day. Yeah, Anna was on vacation, so I did this packet, so I
That's okay.
apologize. That was all me.
You got it, you got it.
So it was in your packet so that you knew we had one, how's that? But we do have a new one coming September 12th, so come join us for a free day. Then the next event's the 25th Annual Trick or Treat Car and Motorcycle Show. That's the event that we're really gearing up for currently. We're looking forward, as you know, we had record number of cars last year. Being the 25th annual, we're hoping that maybe we'll draw even some more cars. We do car show calendars, like I'm sure you've all seen. We have what we call motoring memory, where someone can submit their car, their story about their car. We typically get 3 or 4, and this year we got 12. So that, 3 times as many motoring memories. So it's going to be kind of a difficult decision.
Have you read them?
Yeah,
They're
very good. Yeah.
Do you publish it or something for everybody to see, or?
it's on the calendar.
It's just in the
It's one of
calendar,
them.
yeah, that's what we include in the calendar.
The calendar's a 13-month calendar, because it's September to September. So, and the cars are placed in the calendar based on the birth month of the owner. So we don't know their birth months, but once we know the winners, we go through and we figure out
Try to, yeah.
what month they were born in and put their car on their month. If there happens to be 2 or 3 people in the same month, the eldest gets their month. Every-
What?
Or experience.
Yes.
Caesar.
The eldest gets their month.
Okay. I'll be there. We get another traffic cone.
Thank you very much. And then another just program update, Ingrid has submitted the farmer's market report that has numbers. Just wanted to highlight that she has a waiting list of vendors that want to come in on a daily basis. We've never really had a waiting list before, so we have a lot of shoppers that are interested in selling at our market, and our shopper numbers have been pretty strong. So it's been a good season. And there will not be a farmer's market on the Saturday of the car show. Just FYI.
When
That's all I
we see
had.
those like 500 and 600 weeks, are those dips typically in correlation with weather?
Yes.
Or
Yes, yeah,
If
for
it
the
is
most part,
raining
yeah.
in the morning, when people get up,
they don't wanna go?
attendance drops.
As I was walking before this meeting, I saw on the screen out there another murder mystery dinner, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. Yes, kids coming up, yeah.
It was participatory.
It was a lot of fun, yeah. Any other questions for me? Oh, that was Merriam Drive Live? Merriam Drive Live, that's the other event that we're gearing up for. It's the first Saturday in October. All the bands are set, and we'll have another cornhole tournament as well. So put that on your calendar.
Anybody have anything else?
You wanted to add something to other business?
Yes, and I don't know if you want to do it before new business.
Well, I
or-
just wanted to make sure.
Yes, I would like to add, for those of you that don't know, I am the city liaison to the Public Art Committee now. So I had our first work session, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Art Committee. Now I can give reports every month since I'm gonna be there.
Any report about that meeting?
Well, yeah, we actually had kind of a work study where we actually, it's when the artists came to town. So it's an opportunity for the committee to meet with the artists. It was just kind of a meet and greet. And out of that meeting, there's a couple things coming up. This Saturday, if you ever wanted to be a painter or part of history,
That'd be fun.
anytime between 10 and 4, you're welcome to come and paint. There are 3D elements that are going to be included in the mural. Because of the paints, though, it's not really a kids' activity, so it's mainly adults. But anytime from 10 to 4, you can come and paint here. And you can paint one and paint 50.
But it's my understanding you don't get to use your creativity in painting, you have to follow the direction of the artist.
Of the artist,
So
yes.
just wanted to make sure
Yes.
you don't get
So
to
you
come.
can't sign your
You
own.
can't
You
sign
don't get to
anything.
come in with a blank canvas, there'll be,
It's
there'll
a
be,
paint by numbers.
it is.
Exactly.
It's more like, this pile is pink, this pile is green, this pile is blue. Yeah, is my understanding, just so
Yeah,
that you
that's
know,
pretty
it's
much,
not an ability to be creative to that extent.
No. And then I already told you about the meet and greet, which is gonna be, where they're gonna talk about their art project. That'll be at 6:30 on September 4th. So, I've been working with the artists specifically just on logistics, lifts, ladders, water, hose, and so they've been a lot of fun to work with. They're nice folks.
I saw a post on that, this coming Saturday.
Yes.
Thought that was interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for clarifying yes, you can't put your kids' names or anything.
We literally had a conversation about it this morning,
Yeah.
and that's,
Yeah, it's gonna be very, North Pole elf-like. You're right. This is the blue stack, this is whatever, yeah. That's all I have.
Never hurts to ask.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Although we knew what the answer was gonna be.
But if you do come, it's exciting because you could go, that one's the one I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, anything else?
That's all I have.
All right, anybody else have anything to interject here? Okay,
Move to adjourn.
maybe we're gonna move to adjourn, anybody?
I'll second.
I can't make a motion.
I moved.
Oh, you moved, okay.
Oh.
All right, all in favor? Okay, motion is approved. See you next month. Or before.
Since we're adjourned, this is my.
Anyone who'd like to come do that creek cleanup, if you can let me know, that'd be cool. If not, just show up. It's better to show up unannounced than not show up at all.
because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you probably should have been
I'm
making
pretty
sure.
sure I could have put any of the other.
We
Just-
probably could have
I know, but I'm like.
I don't have like newspapers.
I think that
September 20th.
At the moment, my head went,
I think that's what it
I
was.
don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I tell everyone the same day. It's during a farmer's market, I know.
Thank you.
We could have, we
Yeah,
just talked
September
about it.
20th, 9 to 12.
Probably
I didn't
done that, but
And
car
we'll probably meet around
Right,
3.
your brain goes,
at the
I know how to
farmer's
make this
market.
work, and you
You know,
just
you'll
take down.
see people with grabbers and trash bags and stuff.
But you
so.
pay a lot more.
Might be.
Was it like, was it like in the
Five.
Right. We'll just skip that, no problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think
say
especially since
that.
I
Thanks for your
was
doing
already
it.
kind of like,
You're welcome.
but yes, he just said that, and I'm like,
Hopefully it's not too
Well,
much.
we got there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be terrible, but I mean.
Yeah, you never know what's up.
Yeah.
Anything that's in there is gonna actually make it a real sample.
Yeah, who knows?
It's a
We'll
coast to coast cleanup beer.
Okay.
So it's not just me, it's a bunch of people.
I just, I'm trying to.
I'm glad you guys are doing it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Like assisted living places.
Yeah.
And they blow me out, so whatever.
Yeah, there's lots of people who like to read that stuff, so.
And I don't wanna throw them in recycling, because reuse is better.
oh, this is the same
Libraries
as
don't.
ours.
Huh?
This is September 4th.
Oh, maybe that's why he did it
Would you mind
non,
giving me those two?
maybe that's why he did it not, on the down low.
Well, it's, I mean, it's his.
Well,
It's
that's till
Christopher.
December.
No.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you.
All right, guys. it's-
What, is it time to say?
No, it's.
Thank you, Billy. You're welcome.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you
good.
have some friends
And if
waiting.
you want to see the art meeting,
Sorry,
Greg,
friends waiting to see
the last art meeting, if you're interested in what went on, it's on YouTube. If you search for Merriam Art Committee, it'll be there.
Thanks. Super excited.
Yeah, this was not back in a wooded area. This was in the middle of the field.
Ah, thanks for bringing it in, quite the visual.
I know. When I was writing about it, I thought, people are going to think I'm exaggerating if I say it's 5 feet high. It's actually closer to 7. All right, that was the Parks Rec Advisory Board meeting. I hope to see if more Merriam neighbors at these meetings. Have a nice one.